All right, so I don't even know where this video is going at, and I'm just over here. Just got off work Saturday evening. What time is it? 8:31. And yeah, just over here. Just got off work, cutting hair, and came home. Just over here prepping some oxtails because me and my wife, we sell dinners on Sundays and stuff sometimes. And yeah, so excuse if you hear the water running, all this type of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I was sitting back chopping these oxtails up, listening to some worship music, which, like, being honest, I haven't listened to worship music in, shoot, it's been a nice little minute, since I have really listened to some worship music and just really engaged in a lot of it. As far as just like listening to music and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. I was just in there thankful for just life for the most part, as I think back through, some of my childhood growing up, some of the things that, have taken place in life and things that I've done, things that I've experienced, things that I've overcome, things that I failed in doing. Just thinking of things collectively as a whole. I know I do a lot of these videos and stuff on YouTube, just telling my life. And sometimes I feel like I probably do tell too much. I probably talk too much. But, if my life can help anybody, then, I think the job is accomplished, because I don't think any of our lives are really here for our own use, in a sense, or whatever. I don't think it's here for our own gain all the way. I think we should gain things. We should get things from life. And but I don't think that we should be to the point to where we are selfishly just always thinking about ourselves and stuff. And so this is why I do the channel that I do, just trying to give back and to just talk to people. And sometimes it's I need the help. Sometimes I know it's other people need the help. But I think me doing YouTube and me doing this stuff has just been eye-opening for me, because it makes me go back and have to, just kind of think through life and think through things that God has done, think through things that I've overcome. And, I know things ain't easy, but as we navigate and operate in life, I think, we start to get a better grasp on things that God wants for us. And I think we should just be willing to share with other people as we find answers and things or whatever. And so, like I said, that's pretty much what my YouTube channel is about. And so anyway, I don't know. I'm just, in a sense, feeling like I'm rambling a little bit, which I know I probably am. But I just wanted to get on here and just say, just how thankful I am to God, how thankful I am to anybody who even watches my videos. And I know a lot of people have been watching my videos. A lot of people have been encouraged, and so, yeah. I've been encouraged by just the feedback, because, I run into people all the time who are saying, hey, man, I watched your videos. I looked and seen, the things that you've been doing on YouTube, the things you've been doing on TikTok, things you've been doing in other areas. And it is encouraging, because it does get discouraging sometimes to look and see, sometimes numbers not going up to how you want the numbers to go up, and, things not going in the way that you think it should go. But I think in life, a lot of times we do things and don't even know the purpose behind it. And things happen to us and we don't know the purpose behind it. But I always think that God has a bigger, picture. And God has a bigger plan, I guess. Not, he does have a bigger picture, but he does have a bigger plan for us and our lives and stuff. And so, we have to be willing to just go along for the ride and just see what God has done through us, for us, in us, and because of us a lot of times. And so, yeah, yeah, as I look back and think through a lot of stuff, as I'm up here chopping up oxtails and preparing stuff for a Sunday dinner. For the dinners that we selling. I think back to times where this was my hustle, chopping up stuff, and it definitely wasn't oxtails. But just being thankful that even those things, being able to learn from it and come through. And there's times where just being honest, you just like don't think that you would make it, don't think that you can go on, but life shows you different. God shows you different. And so, I'm chopping up oxtails, but I probably could be chopping up something different. And so, yeah, I'm thankful that I'm not chopping up something different. I'm thankful that I'm doing stuff and really trying to put myself on the right path, and, chopping up other stuff is not something that I, still struggle with. But, I don't know, just thankful for the hustles and stuff that the energy that God has given me. And so, as I look through life and think through a lot of stuff, there's a lot of things that I wish I would have known earlier in life, and that I wouldn't have taken so many things for granted in life. But, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles, and you can't cry over it. All you can do, hold your head up, keep going, press on. Just continue to put in the work. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing, is putting in work every day, all day, never taking breaks. Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm always taking breaks. But, I try to take breaks. I think my family sometimes think that I work too hard, and sometimes I have to listen to that. And even listening to, what I just said right there with your family, telling you certain things. Sometimes you have to listen and see what the census is of everybody, because you on the inside looking out, everybody else is on the outside looking in. And sometimes you have to, question yourself and question God, or ask God, like, hey, I'm hearing certain things about me. Is it true? Is it something that I need to take heed to? And so sometimes you got to know when to go. Sometimes you got to know when to slow down. Yeah. And so sometimes I don't know that. Sometimes I don't know when to slow down. Sometimes, I don't know when to just take a break sometimes. And I know, sometimes in life, I just feel like, man, am I just working so hard and don't have an end goal? But you do have to have an end goal. But sometimes it's like the goal just changes because of life, and life changes. So you have to be prepared and you have to move with it. And so, yeah, like I always try to keep somebody around you that can help you to examine your life and help to keep you on track, because I don't think any of us fully have it figured out. And so, we have to rely on just the help from outside, help from God as well, but the help from outside. And God sends people to help you. And sometimes you may be hearing a message from somebody that God is really intended for you to hear. So pay attention, keep your ears open. And so, yeah. Yeah. And so, even as I do these videos, I'm talking to people, I'm putting stuff out here, trying to get things going with people. I want to do a lot more interviews. I want to do a lot more talks with people and just share life, and to be able to put a lot of these stories on this channel. So, if you are watching and you are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot of other things that I want to do on this channel. And so I'm gonna need support of everybody. And then also, if you are in the Louisville area and you know people that have certain stories that they want to share, it don't have to be anything crazy. It don't have to be nothing that's, I don't know, just wild or whatever. But just something that can help other people, right? And so, yeah, if you or anybody who has a story that just is worth sharing, that, And what I mean is worth sharing is not like everybody's story is worth sharing, but if you are intending to help people and you want to help people and, maybe it's some steps that you've taken in life that you want to share with other people, feel free to hit me up. I think YouTube got this messenger thing or whatever, or you can follow me on like my Instagram or anything like that, inbox me, DM, and, just holler at me and, just let's get together. Let's talk through some things and see if we can get an interview up. And so, yeah, like I said, I just want this thing to be kind of like iron sharpening iron. And as I'm fooling with this dull knife, it ain't super dull, but it ain't as sharp as I need it to be. But I need iron sharpening iron. I need some more iron to sharpen this iron. But, yeah, anyway. But like I said, iron sharpening iron. And so, yeah, if it's you or anybody else who would like to jump on an interview and, just share your story just to be able to help other people. Sometimes just to be able to help yourself. Sometimes you just need to get it out. And so I want to be able to be an avenue to help that in those areas and stuff too. So, yeah, hit me up and let's talk and see if we can get that interview done. But I don't know. I guess this was just kind of a little bit of a ramble, but then also, like I said, I think it just started off with just my praise to God because of all the things that God has done for me. And so, I don't know, me and my wife and family, I guess, are in a weird state in life, time in life. And so as you think about us, pray for us, as we just navigate this thing and try to figure things out. But yeah, like I said, I hope these videos and any of this stuff is helpful to anybody who is watching, anybody who just gives ear to these videos. I hope that any of this stuff can help. I don't want this stuff to just go over people's heads and, people not get the point of why this stuff is, going on and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. So, yeah. So anyway, if any of these videos ever help you, feel free to not just look at the videos, but, put something down in the comments, something encouraging to somebody else, something, anything that's on your heart, just be, free to share and put it on out there for everybody to gain some insight off of. So I think that's what this is about. I just want to build a community and, share my life and share stories and share your life and share your stories and, just do everything to kind of help people, because as you grow, you need people to grow with you. So let's just try to help everybody grow. And yeah, like I said, when I picked this camera up, I knew I would probably be doing a little rambling and stuff, but, you can see a little bit into my mind of why I'm doing what I'm doing, how I'm doing things. And yeah, right now I'm just chopping up oxtails. And if you want to know how to chop up oxtails, I can show you too, because I know how to chop up oxtails. I'm cold at chopping up oxtails. Not really, but I've learned. But yeah, anyway, I'm just over talking, man. So don't mind me. I'm doing what I do. All right. And so, yeah, like I said, I hope it's encouraging this channel. I hope everything that I'm doing and putting my life into is helping somebody. So, yeah, if it is, go ahead and hit the like, the thumbs up, subscribe, do something. And yeah, like I said, this is just a little rambling video. One day I'm gonna get into doing some lives, because I want to have some live interaction with people. So if you like lives, if you like all those types of things, put that in the comment. Yeah, do some lives, and I look on here to see how to get that popping, and we can do some lives and interact live. So anyway, I'm Damien, and until the next video, well, I'm out, but I'll be doing these oxtails and chopping this stuff up, getting them ready for Sunday dinner. So if you are in the Louisville area as well and you want some of these Sunday dinners, hit me up, because we be doing oxtails, turkey ribs, rib tips, chicken wings. Sometimes we do regular ribs. I've done brisket a couple times. But yeah, then I be doing oxtail pizzas and stuff sometimes too. So I don't know if you are in the Louisville area, hit me up and I'll be sending that information out. But yeah, anyway, I'm Damien, and until the next video, I'm out. Peace.